just talk to these astronauts, people who went to the moon.
Welcome to the latest episode of DIA Talks. I'm Srishti Jain, and I am the EAL coordinator and the NYP DAPS teacher here at DIA. At DIA, we strongly believe in the interdisciplinary approach to learning and are constantly working to provide students with the best opportunities to combine skills and knowledge across different subjects, across the board. We encourage students to explore who they are as individuals and as members of the larger society, both academically and socially. So, without further ado, let's welcome our very own actor, singer, dancer, and a science whiz, Emitis, Jahangiri. Hi. Hey, Emitis. Welcome to DIA Talks. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your life at DIA? How has it been so far?
Well, I've been in DIA since the very beginning, since KG1, and it's definitely been a positive and fulfilling experience for me.
How do you think DIA has helped you boost your confidence within the performing arts?
Definitely there has been many events which I performed in, many musicals, shows, sports day events, all these stuff that I can really express myself in. That's a positive, that's one side. Another side is the teachers. They're very, very actually really good at spotting talent with students, and they know, okay, here's a scope, she's good at this, she can do this for this event, she can do that for that event. And they have private time, they dedicate their time for you, so you can, show them your talent, show them what you're good at, show what your strengths are, and how, you sing, how you're present in the stage, and they just take all that and they make it into something. And they also boost your confidence while doing so, because it's really, really heartwarming to have someone dedicate their time for you,
Thank you for being so amazing. I also know that you dabble a little bit with STEM. So how do you feel about being the STEM girl?
I actually really enjoy STEM a lot. I think that it's a male-dominated industry, definitely. And just because DIA has recognized that and has made a female STEM group is just so amazing to me, is that they can, okay, here are the girls who have potential to take these things in the future. Let's make a group, let's make them socialize together. Sometimes if I need a little bit of help in maths, I'm not afraid to go up to her and ask her during my lunchtime or my free periods or study halls to ask her, okay, I need help with this aspect, can you help?
So you're a STEM girl and you do so many performing art events, and then you also have to study. I'm just wondering what kind of skills you might have developed doing all of this.
Well, the skills I've developed, as you've mentioned, I've been doing a lot. But I think balance is probably the skill I've most learned how to incorporate into my day-to-day. Okay, this time for STEM, this time is for practicing my song, and this time is to study, just to balance everything out.
Have you ever reflected upon how you might use these skills? How might they come in handy in your future?
Well, as you know, I'm in NYP, but I feel like I'm going to still be using these skills in DP and in university.
Recently, have you ever faced a challenge academically, socially, or balancing stuff out? And how do you think you kind of dealt with it or moved past it?
I actually make lists. If you check, I have a list. Okay, here's my top priority. Let's get this done. So I have science exam that I didn't do too well in, and I decided, okay, since I didn't do too well in the exam, science will become my first priority. So I prioritize it, and I maybe dub things out. Like, okay, I can just spend maybe 30 minutes on music and then an hour on science,
This clearly shows me that you're really good at reflection as well, because you're able to reflect on what's happened, what's going on, what your priorities are, and then take all of that into account and adapt your plan, which is another great skill to have for your future. That's brilliant. What would you say your best memory at DIA?
Well, for me, my best memory STEM-wise is probably when it was like a private event. It was chosen me to go from DIA to represent DIA. And it was like, we could just talk to these astronauts, women, astronauts and scientists, people who went to the moon. And I could talk to them and literally ask them questions. And just to think that this is what I'm gonna do, hopefully if I put my mind to it in the future, it's like jaw-dropping that I can get a little teaser to what my life will hopefully be like.
It's amazing.
And for singing, this is not a happy memory for me. It's more of sad. Recently, one of our students has passed away. She was my really good friend. And they made a memorial, and I was chosen to sing for her. That, I was honored because she really loved to dance and sing, and from musicals, she was one of my good friends backstage. Whenever I went off, she'd be the first to hug me and stuff, just so I could sing for her in front of her parents and the whole of all of her friends, and the whole of year 9 was so amazing to me that I could really showcase my talents in not just one way, in multiple ways. And the way that they correlate someone so dear with my voice is just something that really amazes me a lot, definitely.
Before we sign off, would you like to share any inspirational quote messages with our listeners?
Well, I think something that you could get out of what I've just said is make the most of what we have. We are in a really high-end school, top of the league school, and you have to make the most out of these opportunities, not just academically. Good grades, you study, but socially and performance-wise, if you just make the most of these opportunities, take every chance you have to shine and to find yourself, you will be more comfortable in the future and much more successful.
That's incredible, Emitis. Thank you for today and your time, and thank you for listening. And we'll be back with another episode of DIA Talks soon.
Thank you.